Welcome to the second segment of the Youth Coalition of Alcohol Education. My name is Sophie Zuminakis and I'm the president of this coalition. We are a public and private group of students, all from around the Fayette County school area, striving for a goal to educate the community on underage drinking. And I'll let everybody else here introduce themselves.
I'm Justin Sanders. I'm a senior at Sayre School.
I'm Shanzia Arshad, and I'm a sophomore at Tates Creek High School.
I'm Angela Maskey, and I'm a junior at Henry Clay High School.
And Justin, we'll start with you. So why do you personally choose not to drink?
Drinking has a huge effect on an athletic performance. Being an athlete myself, I know that it takes undoes 14 days of training. And if you've ever been in a high school practice, that is a lot of work that you just don't want to lose. And if you do drink, on top of you losing those 14 days, your performance drops 11.4%, meaning your reaction time slower, your speed is slower, you lose muscle, you lose strength. And that may not seem like a huge amount, but if you know sports and if you know track and you know baseball, a lot of those are decided between a split second or a quick reaction or it's just that small difference that really makes a difference between people who are good and great. Also, it makes you twice as likely to get injured, which is if you're trying to have a good season, trying to not be in pain, it would help that you don't drink.
And that's really important info for athletes like you and then other coaches to know, which is why our coalition does our Coaches Breakfast. So can you elaborate a little bit more on what that is?
So Coaches Breakfast, we did one for the Fayette County Public Schools last year, and we did one for Catholic and Sayre this year at Catholic. And what it is about is that we get a chance to talk to coaches, to talk to them about how they have a huge important role in their players' life, and we also inform them about the negative effects it has on the performance. For example, the twice as likely to get injured, and those are pretty awful odds. So.
And Shanze, let's say if I'm not an athlete, why shouldn't I still drink?
Well, first off, alcohol can cause many problems, some immediate and some long-term that you can experience 10 or 20 years from now. Also, excessive drinking can lead to death, and there's a study showing that every year 5,000 teens die due to alcohol-related incidents. And then there's the issue with binge drinking, which can result in alcohol poisoning, and I sure don't want to end up in the ER. And
right.
Then the issue with memory loss comes up, and that can affect people academically. In fact, one in four Fayette County high school seniors report blacking out and losing their memory after excessively drinking.
So those are a couple of the short-term problems, but what are some of the long-term problems?
Well, first off, a teen brain is still developing, and drinking excessively can affect the teen brain, obviously, along with other organs such as the heart and the liver. And then the second issue is dependency. Someone who starts drinking at the age of 15 is 5 times more likely to become dependent on alcohol versus someone who started drinking at the age of 21, which is the legal age.
And that's a really shocking statistic. And Angela, with all of these big facts, how can our parents help?
Well, one main thing for parents to do is that they can talk with their teens. Although teens won't admit it, parents are actually a huge influencer of what teens choose to do and choose not to do, so that's definitely a conversation you should have. Another thing is to get to know your teens' friends and their families and to see whether or not they'll be making good decisions around them. And also, don't allow drinking at your home. 59% of high school sophomores and 75% of seniors say that it would be really easy for them to acquire alcohol if they wanted to. And also, the majority of teens who do drink say that they drink at home or in the home of a friend. So that's a consideration. Also, don't allow your teens to go to parties where alcohol is being served, because obviously that's somewhere where they'll encounter alcohol. So if you mitigate that problem, then you kind of keep them away from it. Also, you should know the laws that are in place regarding alcohol use. A lot of parents don't know that actually, even if you're not at home and your teens are drinking, you can still be held accountable for what their actions are. So that's something to keep in mind.
And a lot of myths arise with underage drinking. Can you explain some of those and elaborate on them as well?
Yeah, sure. One of the main myths that is about alcohol is that it's completely safe as long as you don't drink and drive. And that's definitely not true. There's always the risk of alcohol poisoning and brain damage, so that's something to keep in mind. Another myth is that drinking is a rite of passage and that it's no big deal, but this is definitely not true. There are a lot of teens who don't drink, and even if you do drink, it can cause a lot of problems in the future. For example, you could have an unwanted pregnancy, an accident, like an automobile accident. So even drinking can change the course of your life. So that's something that you need to focus on.
In joining this coalition, obviously you've made the choice yourself not to drink underage. And can you explain some of those reasons why?
Well, one of the reasons is that I kind of just want to be responsible in high school and focus on things that I need to do, like schoolwork and having a future, and I want to keep myself healthy. So that's a general reason.
And that wraps up our interview. So thank you for tuning in with us today with the YCAE. And from us at GTV, see you another time.